Right, let's get in that garden while the sun's shining, eh? Morning all, welcome back to my Bountiful Acre. My name's Sue if you're new around here. If you're a regular, welcome back along. We are running up really close to Christmas now. It is the, 20th of December I think. I am dressed in red for Christmas. I have put up a Christmas decoration, if you can see him, little wind chime of Father Christmas. It's very, very quiet wind chime. And yes, I have got my Christmas star hanging up too, but I seem to be missing something. Oh, yeah, bear with me. It can't be Christmas unless you've got your Christmas hat on, right? Right, okay, let's go for it. Done away with the usual cap, going for the big furry Santa hat. How ridiculous do I look? But you know, I've got my Santa hat, I've got my Christmas mug and coffee, more importantly. Now I need to get on with some jobs. The sun is shining. It's the only sunny day we're going to get this week. It has been raining. I'm sure anybody who watches from foreign countries is sick to death of Brits telling everybody how wet it is. But frankly, it's done nothing but rain for weeks and weeks and weeks. My garden is just a mud bath, but it's nice and warm and cosy here in the greenhouse. Haven't even got a coat on today. So yeah, I have a few little jobs to do. Really nice ones. They're not essential, but I have a few things to unwrap. I've got bought myself a few Christmas presents, early Christmas presents. I've got some bulbs to unbox. I've got a rose to get into the ground or into a pot possibly. And I have got some bare root hostas to get into a pot as well. They were bought for the woodland area, but it is really wet at the minute and they are just bare roots. So I think I might put them into pots, grow them on, plant them out in the spring if they come up. So, a few things to do. I also need to put up a couple of outdoor decorations last minute. And if I have time before the light fades, I also need to put a new slab by the back door because where I wash the dogs off as they go in and out all the time, it's getting really, really muddy. And I get this coffee down me and then we'll get on with the jobs. One of the first things I want to do is put up this lovely little birdhouse that I was sent, Doug and I were sent from Doug's sister for Christmas. So it is a robin house. And it's an award-winning design by Simon King, the famous sort of bird watcher. And yeah, so I've got to find this a lovely little home. What I thought I would do is put it in the hedgerow because robins don't like to nest up high. I might even put a bit of the insulating wool that I've got out of the dog food boxes into the bottom to make it nice and cosy. And then I'm going to find a place to put it in the hedge. A little bit in the corner where the sort of roosting pocket area is. Don't suppose you can see that, but I have put a little bit of wool inside there. This is the perfect time to be cleaning out nest boxes, if you have any, that have, had nests in them over the spring and summer, because they can harbour lice and bugs. So if you can get them down, give them a clean out, give them a little wash out. Right, let's go find a spot to put this in. I'm thinking I might put it in the hedge. So as you can see, we've got the native hedgerow here. And the birds do go in and out it for the berries. They've eaten quite a lot of them, I have to say. You don't want it too low because of cats, but you also don't want it too high as a robin box because they don't nest that high off the ground. Sometimes they're in sheds and things, so let's have a look a bit closer. It's very, very squelchy here. I've got to be careful where I stand, else I'm going to be sucked into the ground. I think I might go somewhere in here because the fencing, plastic fencing is lower, so I can reach easier. And it's what, about 6 foot off the ground, which is about right. There is actually a piece of wire on the bottom to secure it with. That's very handy, isn't it? Right, I opted for here amongst the evergreen ivy. It's accessible, but it's also enclosed by ivy and stuff, so a little bit more shelter. Hopefully that'll do. I've wired it to the fence. So, fingers crossed we get something roosting. I will keep an eye on it. I can see that from the greenhouse, so if anything goes in and out, I will let you know. Right, job one done. Next, if you can see the birdhouse behind me. There's a bird in the hedge already looking around where I've been. Probably think I'm putting food out because it took them not very long at all to get to the bird feeders. Normally it could take 1 or 2 weeks for a bird to be calm enough and secure enough to actually approach a new feeder. So don't give up hope if you've put stuff out and it's not getting used. They can be suspicious. It also needs to be in the right spot, because if it's through traffic all the time, they tend to be a bit more skittish. They like to have somewhere to escape. So the holly bush being so close to the bird feeder means they can, especially the blue tits who are skittish, can go to the feeder and then flick back into the bushes for safety. It's such a beautiful day. I can completely sidetracked by the fact that the weather's so lovely for a change. Right, next job. Let's see. The greenhouse, I did do a little short update last week, is still doing amazingly well. I mean, things have come up great guns. I think I mentioned last week that both lots of garlic were up. Well, the other side has come up great guns now. I'm actually thinking that I might put a bit more compost on, because it does look like it's dropped slightly, which is not a surprise really. I am also going to plant these spinach, transplant them into this bed. So actually I might do that job next. All right, they are still babies, but I am absolutely amazed that they grew. But you know what? It's been so mild. Everything is way out of sync with where it should be. So I'm literally just going to divide these and plant them, stagger them, I think. I will be putting possibly peppers, or maybe chilies. I don't know, because I've got this is the highest point of the greenhouse. So maybe I'll plant my loofah. I did show in my seed showing short. Oh, that's quite a mouthful. Seed showing short. Last week that I'd bought some loofah seeds, which I've never grown before. So they're a climber, so they could go up high here and across the roof beams, so that might be quite interesting. Hopefully they will continue to grow. Right, another job done. I have also got some pak choy here, but they're looking very insipid, and I'm not quite sure whether that's the cold, because they are a cold hardy crop. But I might put a couple of them in here and just see how they get on. We've got space, and if they die, they die. Right, there we go. I've put 5 in. They're probably too close together if they do grow, but I'm not holding out much hope, to be fair. But, you know, I was debating on whether the garlic was going to come up, and it did. So, wow, just to show you something. I had some rhubarb crowns. And blow me if they aren't actually growing. I don't really know what to do, because it's not particularly warm in here. I don't want them to grow, to be honest. That would be a dreadful waste of energy. But it's also not cold enough outside. We're still in double figures. So on the one hand, it's helping some things grow, and on the other hand, it's not putting things to sleep. So that's not ideal. We have got some water in the greenhouse, which is also not ideal. I think what I'm going to do before I fill this bed up is poke some holes in, put a bit of sand in the bottom, and possibly grit into this bed, because the outside is very wet and we do have to address that next year. Blueberries still covered in leaves. Maybe it just doesn't lose its leaves, that one. Sweet peas are fabulous. The foxgloves are still doing amazingly well. Yeah, all in all, I'm really pleased with everything so far. Right, I think the next job is my rose. Ooh, it's getting dripped on. I probably need to open some more vents. I have had them open to try and stop any damping off, but obviously with water in the greenhouse, there's not an awful lot I can do apart from keep doors and windows open during the day, which does help. But it has been so wet this last week. Yeah, great weather for ducks, basically. I'll just show you. I put the wheelbarrow outside yesterday, and that's how much water we had yesterday. I'm going to utilise this rose pot for my new rose that has arrived. It is a bare root. I will take it out of the bag and show you. As I say, it's a David Austin bare root rose, and this time of year is a great time to get roses, because the bare root ones are about £10 per rose cheaper than a potted rose. And all you really need to do if you haven't got time to plant it is put it in a pot. I mean, obviously, ideally you put it straight in the ground. There you go. Should be some instructions. And I've got some mycorrhizal fungi to add to the roots. Right, now bare root roses literally are what they say they are. So this is what a good bare root rose should look like. It should have a lovely root system, and it should have been pruned so that you've got a good stem system. This one is called Desdemona, which is a beautiful sort of loose white one. I will put a picture on the screen for you now. But yeah, beautiful, isn't it? Well, it's not very beautiful now. It looks dead, to be fair, but it will be beautiful. So I am literally going to put that into some compost in my pot with some of this mycorrhizal fungi. I'm going to put a bit of grit in the bottom for drainage. Vermiculite is good for keeping the soil loose, and it does absorb moisture, so if it's too wet it'll take some out of the soil. If it's too dry it releases it back out again. So it's quite a useful thing for sort of loosening your soil and helping with moisture levels. Right, don't want to put too much in because the roots are quite long. When you're planting it, either in the ground or in a pot, you want to try and keep the top of the graft basically the same level they had it in theirs. Yeah, I'm actually going to be brave and cut a little bit of the root off the bottom. Yeah, I'm not going to get to plant this in the garden for a few months, so rather than have it sticking out and die, I'm just going to take off a bit of this extra long bit of root. Root prunings. What do you think about that? Is it worth a try, do you think? I'm not sure it is with roses, but it is with perennials. So if you've got a good perennial that you love and you've dug it up and there's a bit of root spare, try sticking it in the pot, put it in the dirt, just with the top out of the soil, just out of the soil, and the rest in, and it might actually grow. You never know. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's see. I can scoop those around and bend them in. That's better. Fill this to the knobble with soil. But first things first, I need to sprinkle some mycorrhizal fungi. And it just says, sprinkle evenly over the roots of your rose and into the planting hole. Basically, just looks like sort of gravel. Very, very fine gravel, in fairness. I might just spray it with a bit of water, just so it's wet, to help it to stick. That's better. The bits are sticking to the roots now. I hope you can see that. Down you go. Give it a little pat or a little jiggle so that the soil falls between the roots as well, not air gaps in it, because if it does freeze, you don't want to kill the rose. Right, there we go. When you plant it in the ground, get this graft below the ground. The booklet actually says, position the rose in the centre of a big hole. The bottom of the stem should sit 2 inches below the top of the hole, and then firm it in with soil and obviously water it in. Obviously this pot is not deep enough for me to do that, but this is just to maybe get it started if I don't get it in the ground in time before the weather warms up. Once I plant it in the ground, it will go much deeper. It may even be one of the ones that's destined for my vegetable garden. In the centre of the plan, I've put in a sort of little water feature surrounded by flowers to attract pollinators, and it included a rose. I will actually probably get a climbing rose as well, to go up and over the arbours that I was planning to put in. But for now, it's going to be happy in this pot. So in my Farmer Gracie bulb box, beautifully packed as always. You get your postcard, which is rather lovely. Got quite a collection of those now. They always give you a little booklet which tells you how to look after the plants that you have ordered. It has the receipt for your items, but it always has a lovely picture on the back of it as well, which is very nice, a very pretty receipt. That just tells you what you bought. And then it has a little handy guide. Now, if you buy perennials from them, there's one for each item that you've bought, so that's great too. And I've literally got two products in here. I have got Fritillary Imperialis Early Fantasy, and it's a brand new colour. I'll put a picture on the screen for you now. It is amazing. And the other thing that I have in here is some Camassia blue ones this time. I had white ones from them early in the season, and these are destined to probably go up into the woodland. But before any of the bulb planting happens, I've got some hostas that I ordered way back in July when I was planning the woodland garden. And they did say that they wouldn't be available until they'd gone dormant in the autumn, and it was going to be November. It actually turned out to be December, I think, because it'd been so mild, the plants hadn't died back quickly enough. So I have received them. They are from J. Parker's. They're all different hostas. They're literally a bare root hosta in effect. So I need to get these out of the bag, because although the bags have got holes in, they are plastic. Oh gosh, there's a tiny little slug there. We don't want him, do we? Definitely don't want him. Ugh. Can't be doing with slugs. Off you go. You're lucky I didn't squash you. Right, yes, so we'll get these out and find them all apart. So there are 6 different plants. It was a hosta collection, so I'll put the image up on the screen for you so you can see what they are supposed to look like if they grow. And I'll go find some pots. Oh, it's a big yawn. Have you got your Santa's little helper bandana on, have you? Are you going to help Santa this year, are you? How are we doing, Bells? You've got your coat on, haven't you? Because Bonnie gets you covered in mud. She does. Right, got the girls out. Sun is shining. It feels like I should be doing something in the actual garden, but I can't think of anything I could actually be doing apart from cutting hedges or weeding the blackcurrants, and I really don't want to get into that today. Oh gosh, it really is treacherous now. I don't really want to be walking on it, but I haven't got much choice at the minute. Everything's still looking okay, I have to say. The onions are doing really well. Let's have a look in the falling down shed. Let's get to the point where I can't actually open the door now. It's a bit wet in here. Those will probably do for the hostas. We've got 6 pots. Shed needs clearing out too, so that we can knock it down. Oh, squelch. Oh, good grief. It's such a disgusting noise as well. Oh, it feels like it's sucking your shoes off every step you take. And I know you're not supposed to walk on it when it's like this, but case of having to, because my whole garden looks like this. Water troughs are full to the top, even though that second one isn't actually joined to the first. It didn't require joining, it just filled itself up with rain. I fetched my 2 outdoor bells to put up on the arch as well, so if I get time today we will do that. If not, I will get Doug to have a go of it tomorrow. That's something to go up outside. Oh, I do need to water those spinach in that I've put there. But right, let's get these potted on. I've made a label. This one is called Francis Williams even. Yeah, same sort of thing, a mixture of peat-free compost and what's my scoop? Where's my scoop gone? Forever losing tools. I put it down there. After I watered the rose, I put a little bit extra compost on the top. Put a little bit in the bottom first. It is quite a biggish root, so you need to spread it out. I'm not going to force it down. I'm just going to hold it in position, putting the roots down if I can. And then I'm going to sprinkle compost around the roots, giving it a little shiggle so that it goes between the actual roots. And I am actually going to cover the point, because hostas do disappear underground during the winter months. So I know where the point is. It's just at the surface of the soil. When I've watered it and it's sunk down a little bit, I will just put a little bit more compost on the top. Right, that's the last one of those done. That took way longer than I was anticipating, but I've got all 6 potted up and labelled, so they can just sit there for now. One thing I wanted to ask, which I don't normally do, is if you are watching and you aren't subscribed yet, could you please consider it? It's not used to anybody who's got over 1,000 subscribers, to be fair. They don't worry about subs these days, but nobody gets monetized until they've got over 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy my videos, please do not only give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment, but please consider subscribing. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means that if I get over 1,000, I can then get monetized. I mean, they pay you pennies for the videos, but there is quite a lot of effort that goes into everybody's videos and editing and all that kind of thing. It's time consuming, and as much as I love doing it, it would be great if I got a few pennies for my time. If you could do that, that would be a fabulous Christmas present for me. Thank you. And if you're following somebody who's got over 500 subscribers already, don't forget that there is now a hype button underneath that. So if you enjoyed their video, you can hype their video up to 3 times a week, or you can do 3 different ones if you want to, and that gets them pushed up a sort of top 100 board of small channels and helps them get pushed out to more people, so that more people can find them and enjoy their videos the way that you do. Anyway, enough about pushing my own channel. Let's go and have a look around the garden. So as you can see, this is the area outside the back door, and it dips after the slab. So it's always full of water, especially as I wash the dog's feet here, because we've got a sort of a warm hose here to wash them down with. So the water just sits there. So I think I need to prod that with a fork, lay some sand down and put one of these slabs there. We have got some spares that we dug up from around the little greenhouse, but that might be a job for Doug. Not that they're all boys and girls jobs, but you know what I mean. I'll need assistance lifting the slab anyway. So I think what I might do is get the step ladder out and put my bells up on the archway here. Let's just hang them up here, eh? You ready for the big reveal? It's not a bad day's work, I don't think. I have now, of course, got to go and do the obligatory Christmas-related shopping and all that kind of thing. Presents are done, food is mostly done, just the fresh stuff to sort out. Hopefully next year I'll have my own veggies, I won't have to go to the supermarket. Whatever you're doing this Christmas, I hope you all have a fabulous time, and that Santa brings you something you've always wanted. If you've been good girls and boys, of course. So have a fabulous Christmas and a happy new year to you all. I'll see you for the new growing season in 2026. Take care. See you soon.